think I have all of my necessary attachments open.
Yeah, I was just opening all mine.
I know, there's quite a few.
There's so many Word documents.
Okay, everyone. Welcome to the Small Business and Economic Development Committee meeting. Thanks for being here on a holiday. We have kind of a lot to go over today, so I lied. I do not have one thing out that I do. Okay. We have 3 CRA, well, not all necessary, not all our applications. One is a revision, but we are going to start with the 4351 Pike Norwood LLC. Mike, you want to give us a rundown?
Sure. So those who are not familiar with the particular application, the applicant is 4351 Pike Norwood LLC. The address is 4351 Montgomery Road. Most people know it as the former bingo hall. Most people that know their property can appreciate that it's definitely stayed in disrepair and blight for several years. The applicant has purchased the property. They were pursuing a full 100% tax abatement. They did not receive support from the school district, so they revised the application for a 49% tax abatement for the 12 years to renovate the close to 12,000 square foot building. Having been recently in that building, the owner, John Atwood, is definitely deserving of the money. It's substantial in terms of electrical, plumbing, interior renovations that are done. I believe the applicant is still trying to figure out the best mix for future use for that. My understanding at this point to be some sort of co-working, shared office use with ancillary kind of retail or a coffee shop for that. So at this point, both myself and Alloy Development, which primarily handles this application on our behalf, are supporting this application. So we recommend that it be approved.
Great, thank you.
I will say, Susan and I got a chance to go through this by happenstance over the fall, something like that. Mr. Atwood was at the market, we were there, and it is a complete gut of this building. And it's been an eyesore forever, so this seems like I am happy to see him do something with this, and I hope it's very successful.
Yeah.
Agreed. It's a phenomenal space. He's got a lot of work ahead, but I think his idea is phenomenal. I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, anything that goes in that space will be so much better than what it is now. It's been such a dreary piece of property in that area. So I hope that I wish him the best of luck because it's not a small endeavor.
Yeah, I just pulled up the street view to get kind of they just updated Norwood street views.
Oh.
We have some really from 2022, but that's an update for Google. And it definitely, it's not a beautiful property as it stands. And being kind of such a front and center location, I would love to see something happen there.
One of his, as Mike alluded to earlier, and I'm not speaking on behalf of him to say this is what he is going to finally do, but that coffee shop cafe idea, he wants to have it possibly like a walk-up window to service Montgomery. And I think that's just going to be another nice benefit to have on the pedestrian strip of Montgomery as well.
Okay.
Do we need to have an official motion?
No.
Okay.
So I think what we would do is just say, like, we recommend to the full council that this be passed. And then we'd have to motion then. Is that correct? I believe.
Yeah, you could just issue a committee report,
Yeah.
come to an agreement, issue a committee report, which Mike is thankfully done a form for because we did everything right. And so this is it, issue that's a committee report, send it to council, and next Tuesday, we'll have one meeting. I'll be able to.
Beautiful. So we're all in support.
Thumbs up.
Now, if anyone disagrees, you can issue a minority report from the committee. Just
I love that movie.
Yeah?
Okay, great. Moving right along. We have too many Word documents open. What is next on our agenda?
I believe it's
Norwood
the
Manor.
revision.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Great. Norwood Manor revision. Mike? Here you
Sure.
go.
Just to clarify for you guys and for anyone watching, this is less about approving new CRA. It's more about rescinding one that was approved back in 2021, which is related specifically to your next item, number 3 on the official agenda for 4631. Essentially what happened, the prior owner was progressing with the work, but rather slowly. They sold the property. Someone new who's going to pick up what was being done. Somewhat similar to what was originally provided for, and just make it a little bit more, I guess, upscale in terms of their renovations. So this is more to formally rescind it, so we don't have this one lingering out there.
Okay, so we just need to approve that it's being rescinded. Great. Do we all have any discussion?
Seems reasonable that they're making a new one.
I think that's their choice to do.
Yeah, good. I don't
Susan?
want to.
I think I'm just confused. I'm sorry. This is the Norwood Manor, but what does that have to do with item 3 on the, apologies, Mike? Because
It's the same address
It's the same.
for the same property.
Norwood Manor is the same property as 4633 Montgomery?
So.
I thought that was sacred, not sacred.
Gracious Feast.
Gracious Feast.
33 and 31 are next door to each other. It's one, it's
Entity.
2 addresses, but one entity.
And
That's why
one
there's 2
is
separate.
the,
So this is the Gracious Feast. And that was the local 131 address.
and that was called Norwood Manor?
Correct, and they kind of was different for both. So this time they're 2 separately deeded properties.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
So they're just wanting to rescind the original so they can do an updated.
Now I'm with you. Thank you. So yes, absolutely. Now it makes sense.
My only question is, just since I'm new to this, how do I say this? Mike, maybe this is directly for you. This is for the whole property, not just the business?
Correct, for the entire building. So there'll be, in that particular site, I think the intent is to keep, again, let me go my address straight. So the 4631, which was the former law office, I think we'll keep it as some sort of likely retail. And then for the former Gracious Feast on the ground floor, I think the intent is to be some sort of restaurant, cafe function. But upstairs for both, as they're referring to, will be luxury apartments.
So this is complete renovation of the entire building as
Both
well?
buildings, correct.
This is just the first time I think I've dealt with a CRA that wasn't the whole building, and, or no, that this is the whole building, but it's been more simple with the other one, because it's one unit.
Okay, so we are all on board with formally rescinding the Norwood Manor. Okay, and then for the new CRA application for the same address, 4631 Montgomery, I suppose we have to discuss these separately, though they are one organization?
However you want to talk about it.
Well, I think we should probably talk about them together since they are the same people and the same.
So it looks like they're investing a little over $1 million into that. Well, at least their estimated investment will be over $1 million into those 2 buildings, which are currently, well, one's empty and one sadly is empty now. Rip Gracious Feast, I loved you, but yeah, decent amount of investment there.
Are these the same owners?
Correct.
Okay. And is it the same owner as the rescinded offer or the rescinded CRA?
No, I think they knew each other. They had maybe some minor business relations, but they definitely knew each other. And I think when the former owner decided to, I guess, stop with the renovations, the new owner picked up.
Okay. I'm very sad that Gracious Feast sits there empty as a reminder of the things we've lost.
Yes.
So I'm very excited to see something new take that space.
Yeah, especially a new restaurant. I feel like that's a good space for that.
Absolutely.
And since we're like redoing Montgomery Road, that's kind of the idea, is that we want businesses like that to have the sidewalk space to have like outdoor seating. So hopefully we can see other businesses that want outdoor seating to use similar vacant storefronts in this area. I mean, seems nice to have like a proper downtown, have restaurants there. No offense to the restaurants that currently exist. I love you guys too.
Yeah, I am typically pro filling empty Montgomery Road storefront, so I would love to see businesses there thriving and having an additional draw to get people to come visit us here. So this seems like a great.
I haven't thought about this, but I just assumed that the units were filled with tenants upstairs. So it'll be nice to have operating rental spaces again for housing.
Mr. Scully, do you know about how far they are in the process?
Not very far. Reason A, because they can't proceed until this agreement gets approved. They have been doing extensive demolition work. I think they cracked open a wall just to allow for safety egress back and forth, minimize use maybe for the fire escape. But at this point, I'm not aware of any physical new improvements yet without the equivalents.
Would they be eligible for the facade grant, or are they too far?
No, I think definitely part of the solid ground right now is just getting, in terms of for the assurance what would comply. I think, any minor improvement would be satisfying. So I think they still could be applicable for that. Just getting it in, at least last estimate, we have at least 166,000
Left.
So.
Thank you.
Okay. Are we all in support of these two?
Yeah,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
I assume the schools are on board with these as well.
They don't have to because.
Oh,
it's
yes,
already-
because 49. That's literally what, I'm sorry. You
That's
mentioned
okay.
the schools and then I,
That's just fine.
They've been notified, and I don't think they called us to complain.
okay, that's good.
We're off to a great start.
Good, I like not having complaints.
Yes, I agree. Okay. I will note that. Do we have anything else that anyone would like to discuss today? Susan?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
No, they don't have any.
I'm not allowed to say anything.
Yeah, there's nothing else
It
on the
doesn't
agenda.
say Susan's comments.
It doesn't say new business, so we won't new business.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Okay,
Well,
well, that's everything for today, folks.
makes sense. Excited to see things happening and new businesses coming.
Me too.
Wherever they are. I don't know. Controversial opinion. Pro new business. I know.
And pro new
If I
business.
could ask, Mike and anybody else who's been doing this longer than I have, so far, this is only 2 meetings that I've approved CRAs. They've all been from Montgomery Road. Should that be expected, or is there other areas that are growing?
Well, I guess it's a combination of where you have your biggest inventory of vacant like properties. Definitely there's other streets. We have a lot of periods like corner lot retail. Technically, because the whole city is CRA, those could be worthy of CRA potential locations. So I think it's just a matter of terms of, people coming in, are they aware of what's available?
Yeah, so Montgomery Road's really visible.
Yeah.
And if you're looking for just a storefront, maybe it makes sense, but maybe you don't realize I mean, how do you know that there's one little building on the corner of two streets you never go down?
Right.
But it, you know, for most people that come to the city with major renovations, they're offered that in terms of incentive. And then you have a whole other one strictly for residential, which is more done through the pass-through application through the building department.
Did Birdies use a CRA on Williams?
That was a major renovation.
That was a major, wow, glow up. I'm trying to think of other ones since I've been on council. Well,
I
POK,
mean,
Factor 52.
Yeah.
Quality. And
Yeah,
sometimes
I'm looking around.
you have a combination of a CRA and a bookend by a TIF. So then you have a full 30 years covered.
All right. Great. Well, we'll adjourn.
That was good. Thank you.
I know.
I know.
I need to